ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The spotlight's on. Time to stake your claim for Monday Night Football's Hall of Fame. From he did what to watching Barry go. They all turn it up when they playing this show. The Lions, the Packers, the history. What a football game this could turn out to be. Come tell me if you're ready for a party. Let me hear it if you want to win. You know it's time to ball. We about to kick it off. And all y'all let the games begin. Oh yeah. Detroit, you red. Green Bay, you red. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. Stage is set. Let's get it kick-started. Yeah. Get your game face on. The crowd's getting psyched. All my riding friends are here on Monday night.
Back in Lambeau Field, the tundra not yet frozen, but it's getting closer. 35 degrees as we approach kickoff. In this important game in the NFC North, Jim Caldwell, Wisconsin native from Beloit, back at his home state with his 3-4 Lions taking on the 4-3 Packers, and they're all looking up at the Minnesota Vikings, leading this division at 6-2. After tonight, all four teams in this division will be halfway through their schedule in this regular season. Green Bay won the toss. They're going to put Brett Hundley out there first. They'll receive the opening kickoff from Sam Martin. And it's returnable for Trevor Davis. And he's out to the 23-yard line. Tackled by Jace Billingsley. So here's Hundley. We mentioned played 3 quarters plus against Minnesota, saw spot duty in their game against Chicago, went the whole way against New Orleans, just the 1 touchdown pass and 4 interceptions. He is a threat to run. 44 of those 47 rush yards came in the game 2 weeks ago, their last game against the New Orleans Saints, and those yards came on just 3 carries.
Here we go, set.
The rookie running back Aaron Jones has been a revelation out of UTEP. He's become their primary ball carrier, and he got 2 on the first play from scrimmage.
There's an interesting rookie. His 3rd start tonight. In his first 2 starts, he ran for over 100 yards. UTEP's all-time leading rusher had 1,700 yards at UTEP, but this is a decisive one-cut downhill runner, and he has been impressive when he's carried the football.
Was inactive in their first game of the year, waiting his turn behind others. Mike McCarthy said he wasn't sure he was strong enough, but they're sure he is now. Hundley on target with his first throw, and a good job after the catch by Davante Adams to pick up a first down. Finally tackled by Nevin Lawson.
Quick game. From the shotgun, or underneath the center, just a 3-step drop, a quick out by Davante Adams, who walks the chalk for a first down. Nice call by Mike McCarthy. Get your young quarterback a couple completions early. Confidence is a huge part of success when you're a young quarterback.
You told Coach McCarthy to take off the training wheels. He said he would open up the playbook tonight. Jones again with the fullback Aaron Ripkowski on the field for Green Bay. A gain of 3. There's the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers. It is their preferred offensive line. They had 7 different starting offensive line combinations in the first 7 games. This group starts together for the 2nd time this year. Outstanding trio of wide receivers in Cobb, Adams, and Nelson. Richard Rodgers in at tight end tonight for the injured Martellus Bennett. On 2nd and 7, here's the first of several design runs for Hundley tonight, and he has a first down to the 45-yard line.
That's what he did at UCLA, Sean. A run the zone read. They don't block the end man on the line of scrimmage, and he kept the ball and ran for over 1,700 yards as a Bruin. And this is an element that Mike McCarthy has added during the bye week. You're going to see more quarterback-driven runs with Hundley at quarterback.
Big to Aaron Jones. Hundley Almost crossed the line, then dumped it off. A good decision. Almost yielded a first down. The fullback, Aaron Ripkowski, with the catch, and he got banged along the sideline by Jared Davis, the rookie middle linebacker.
Mike McCarthy is going to use a lot of different personnel groupings. More personnel groupings than he used with Aaron Rodgers. You're going to see 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, no tight ends. He's going to call the plays. There's going to be less adjusting at the line of scrimmage than they did with the great Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of different personnel groupings and formations early from the Packers.
On 2nd and 1, the handoff straight ahead. And it does not appear that Jones got the first down. Another tackle by Jared Davis, the first-round pick out of the University of Florida. Clete Blakeman, the referee, signals it's 3rd down and about a foot.
And this is an area they have to pick it up. They were 0 for 2 last week against the Saints on 3rd and 1. They missed the 3rd and 1 against the Vikings. Can Green Bay get the first down in a short yardage situation?
Perhaps a sneak with Hundley as they empty the backfield. And he lunges ahead and appears to have it. First down, Green Bay. Hundley every bit of 6'3", 226 pounds. Here's the defense for the Detroit Lions. Front 4 looking for some sacks. They haven't had a sack in their last 2 games. Davis, the leader of this defense as a rookie, he calls the signals, has done a good job in that area. Tyre Whitehead, their leading tackler. And the big playmakers in the secondary are Darius Slay and Glover Quinn. Nice start to this game for Hundley and the Packers. On 1st and 10, checks it down for a 2-yard gain to Jones. And a good tackle in space by the rookie from Tennessee, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, who's seeing more playing time as the weeks go along.
And you see Bakhtiari's back at left tackle. This is the starting 5 of the Green Bay Packers. And Bakhtiari is their best left tackle. Obviously, here he is in one-on-one pass protection. But this group of 5 has only played 15 snaps together all year. And, man, are they excited to have this group back intact.
7 different line combinations in the first 7 games. The only team in the league to have that happen this year. Here's Jordy Nelson taken out of bounds with a first down, it appears, at the 35-yard line.
I give Mike McCarthy credit for this play. Man, they run it a lot. I call it block, block, flat. It's a designed perimeter pass to a wide receiver with lead blockers, and they do it more than any team in football. And once again, Mike McCarthy has a red-hot first 15. The Packers do a lot with the opening drive when it comes to touchdowns.
They've scored 5 touchdowns on their first 7 opening drives of the season. That is the league high. Deep into the bag of tricks, McCarthy. Trevor Davis wrestled down, but he's very close to another first down. After a 9-yard gain, Nevin Lawson got him on the grass.
Using everybody, and you saw Kendricks, the ex-St. Louis Ram, come across and get a key block on 32, Tavon Wilson. Davis is a great kick returner. You like to have wide receivers like this that you can put a creative package together for. Reverses, jet sweeps, quick screens. That's right up Davis's alley.
Mike McCarthy's decision to take the ball to start the game looks good. An impressive confidence-building drive, perhaps. 11th play of the drive yields 2 more yards for Aaron Jones. And Aaron Rodgers is here tonight. He was away for a while as he got surgery on his collarbone. Went to California for that. And Mike McCarthy said it was nice to have him back. He is a team leader, obviously. He's been a very good mentor to Brett Hundley.
No doubt, Sean. This is hard on Aaron Rodgers. Serious injury, a lot of rehab. But his presence means a lot to this Packer football team.
Hey, watch him. Right here, 40. Green 18, Green 10.
Here comes the rush, and there's an elusive sack for the Detroit Lions. They came in with just 13 sacks all year in 7 games. Tyre Whitehead got to Brett Hundley that time.
Well, when you're Aaron Jones, it's not just about running the ball. He's got to improve in his pass protection. I saw him struggle against the Vikings. He struggles here now, and that'll upset your running back coach when you miss a pickup. Put you behind in the chains.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. We've taken half of the first quarter off the clock here. Hundley throws it away at the feet of Aaron Jones. Again, good pressure by the Detroit Lions.
And in these long yardage third down situations, this is where the Lions do a great job of disguising coverage. They have done an excellent job taking the ball away. They already have 16 takeaways, 10 interceptions. And Hundley, believe it or not, has already thrown 4 interceptions on third down. Keep an eye on the disguise of this Lions secondary. Maybe they confuse the young quarterback.
Randall Cobb lined up just to the left of Hundley. Davis came around the formation and takes the pass, and a good tackle in the open field to drop Davis just shy of the 20-yard line. Tavon Wilson, the starting safety in his 6th year out of Illinois. And that'll bring on the kicking team. And one thing to watch for Mason Crosby in this operation tonight, they have a new long snapper, Tabor Pepper, put on IR this week with a foot injury. So Derek Hart snapping for the first time in the National Football League, a rookie out of James Madison. 38-yard try. The punter Justin Vogel is the holder, and the kick is deflected and no good.
Great call by you, Sean. The battery, the snap, the hold didn't give Crosby a chance.
More than 8 minutes with the ball, no points. 14 plays for the Packers. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by those that live like a pro, GMC. Here's a look at the blocked field goal. A'Shawn Robinson deflected it for Detroit, and coach the operation, the new snapper, that can get in your head.
Yeah, it really does. I've seen a lot of kickers come unglued. When you have a new snapper, a new holder, and you get a bad snap, a veteran like Crosby doesn't like it. And neither would I.
So here is Detroit on offense for the first time tonight. Amir Abdullah took the handoff from Matthew Stafford and ran into the arms of Demarius Randall, the cornerback. Drops the play for a loss. Matthew Stafford, former #1 overall pick out of the University of Georgia back in 2009. His completion percentage down about 5 percentage points from a year ago. Still averaging better than 264 yards per game. The problems, the sacks. He's been the 4th most sacked quarterback in the league 25 times. They've dealt with issues on the offensive line as well. Abdullah, the running back. Theo Riddick, another running back, off to the right of Stafford. They throw in his direction. And Morgan Burnett ready for him. Back in the lineup after missing the last 2 games for the Packers with a hamstring injury.
He is huge for the Packers. This is a quarterback of the Packer defense. He plays multiple positions, and he read this block screen quickly and makes a beautiful one-on-one tackle against Riddick. That's not easy to do. He's the leader of the Packer defense. Talking with Dom Capers on the practice field yesterday. The absence of Burnett has really hurt this Packer defense, and they are charged up tonight to see him in the lineup.
He's a great communicator. They've had some difficulty in getting lined up correctly, and even having the right number of men on the field without Burnett. Here comes the rush after Stafford. He sidestepped it, throws it up for grabs. It's caught as it inbounds. No. Golden Tate made the catch, but he's ruled out of bounds. And there is a flag down back behind the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 76, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wow, that's Mike Daniels. That's a big penalty on 3rd and 13. It's a zone blitz, and Daniels, 76, comes in after Stafford, and he and Swanson getting into it. I don't see anything there. I I know they want to cut down on fighting, but if there's something we missed, perhaps there has to be something we did not see there.
Mike McCarthy and the sellout crowd perplexed. Daniels angry. Big break for Detroit. They haven't scored a touchdown on an opening drive this season. Amir Abdullah tried to bounce to the right, and he ran into Devon House up from his cornerback position. Clay Matthews also in on the play. Mention injuries up front. They've been without Taylor Decker, their starting left tackle, all year. His replacement, Greg Robinson, injured, so Brian Mahalik starts for the second straight game. The backs and receivers, Golden Tate's had at least 90 catches each of the previous 3 seasons, one of only 4 wide receivers in the league to do that. Out of the pistol, and they swing it out to Golden Tate. Best in the league at run after the catch over the last 4 years as well, and he skips into Green Bay territory to the 45 with a gain of 15.
You got to keep an eye on Golden Tate. He's caught more passes at or behind the line of scrimmage than any man I have ever seen, and he is just downright nasty after the catch. Quick screens, bubble screens. Golden Tate, you must eliminate those catches from his repertoire or he'll kill you.
They bring Jamal Agnew in now. He's to the right of the formation, a defensive back and kick returner who's seen some action the last couple of weeks on offense. Take advantage of his speed. They flip it to him. And he picks up 4, banged out by Clinton Dix, the safety, at the 41-yard line. And here's the Green Bay defense. Like Detroit, they've struggled to get heat on the quarterback. They have just 12 sacks this year. Blake Martinez, their leading tackler, twice as many as any of his teammates. And in the secondary, Devon House and Randall are the corners, with Clinton Dix and Burnett, the veteran safeties. On 2nd and 6 from the Packer 41, lots of room as Abdullah bounced outside to the left. He has a first down at the 30-yard line of the Packers. Another tackle for Clinton Dix, a gain of 11. Abdullah, their team leading rusher, 368 yards for the season. Last year, their leading rusher for the year was Theo Riddick. He had 357 yards for the year.
Well, it's hard to figure out this Lion running game, but Abdullah is the go-to back, and it's been a hit-or-miss running game, clearly, for the Lions.
It's been the case since Jim Caldwell has been the head coach. Abdullah, part of that, John, is they run the ball since Caldwell's been the head coach. Just 36% of their offensive downs. That's the lowest percentage in the league.
Well, they don't call very many runs because they don't work. You call plays that work. There's TJ Lang, new right guard of the Lions. He spent several years here as a Packer. This has to be an emotional night for him, but General Manager Bob Quinn invested a lot of money and resources in the offensive line, and Rick Wagner at right tackle, TJ Lang at right guard. High-priced free agents have to pick it up.
Lang, the right guard, 8 years as a Green Bay Packer. 2nd and 5, Stafford going to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Marvin Jones.
That's the first opening possession touchdown for the Lions this season, and that's touchdown number 200. And he's the 4th youngest man to hit 200, but I just love the way Matt Stafford and the Lions came off the bus ready to play. He sees the rotation to the middle of the field, looks off the free safety, and he shreds Devon House. Great throw and catch by Marvin Jones. And Marvin Jones has become a very good deep ball receiver for the Lions, Sean.
And the Packer fans are familiar with that. Last year in the game between the two teams here, Marvin Jones had 6 catches for 205 yards.
And it was the penalty on Mike Daniels on 3rd down and 13 that made it all possible.
Would have been a 3 and out. So here's Matt Prater to add the extra point. And it is good. History-making touchdown pass thrown by Matthew Stafford, the 200th of his career. They asked him about that last night. He said, "Oh, I didn't know I was on the verge of 200." With that touchdown pass, Matthew Stafford, the 4th youngest player in NFL history to throw 200 career touchdown passes, behind only the Hall of Fame trio of Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, and Brett Favre. That is illustrious company. Just 29 years old, from the Dallas, Texas area. Sam Martin's kickoff down to Trevor Davis. Just a moment's hesitation, and he might wish he took a knee as he gets thrown down at the 15-yard line. Jamal Agnew in on the stop. What a draft choice he was by Bob Quinn. His 5th round rather, out of the University of San Diego. But here comes Hundley and the Packer offense for the 2nd time tonight, right after this. One possession for each team, couple of long drives. Green Bay had the ball for more than 8 minutes to start the game, had a field goal blocked. The Lions had the ball for just under 5 minutes, scored on a 25-yard touchdown pass. Randall Cobb in the backfield. Then Aaron Jones went in motion toward Brett Hundley, who's under duress again. Jones way behind the line of scrimmage, taken down. Tahir Whitehead leading the way for the fired-up Lions defense.
Well, Whitehead always leads the way. He is a good linebacker, a former special teams demon. He's played just about every position that the linebacker could play. He's played middle backer, weak backer. Here he is tracking Jones in a beautiful one-on-one tackling situation with help from his teammates. He can run and hit.
So that's 15 plays for the Packers. Mike McCarthy scripted the first 15. Swing pass for Randall Cobb, and he's dropped for another loss. Quandre Diggs. And a skirmish on the near sideline. Let's hope we don't see any of that tonight. There was enough of that for the entire season in the league yesterday.
No doubt. And these are the quick passes they ran a week ago against the Saints. Block, block, flats. That was another block, block, flat to Randall Cobb. At some point, Hundley's going to have to drop back the pass and read one out and throw the ball down the field. They've got a lot of great receivers. Jordy Nelson at the top of the screen and Devontae Adams at the bottom. Got to get involved.
Ty Montgomery in the game. Number 88. Hundley's longest completion against the Saints in his first start was 14 yards. Has running room. Does not have the first down. Clubbed down a couple of yards short at the 23-yard line. That's the end of a very fast-moving first quarter. 7-0 Lions at Lambeau Field. We have a great college football matchup for you Saturday night on ABC. Number 3 Notre Dame and number 10 undefeated Miami from Hard Rock Stadium. That's at 8 Eastern Time. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. Justin Vogel punts, not very good. Jamal Agnew, leading punt returner in the league, decides to stop the ball from bouncing further down the field. And the Lions will start from the 29-yard line. Lions looking for a rare win at Green Bay. Packers been dominant at home against their longtime rivals, the Lions. They've won 24 of the last 25 matchups. That almost looks like a mistake when you read it off the screen. That is the best home record for one NFL team against another opponent over any 25-game stretch in NFL history. The Lions off to a good start tonight. A touchdown on their opening drive. First time this season that's happened. Amir Abdullah stiff arm to Demarius Randall. The only road victory for Detroit in the last 25 years against Green Bay was here in 2015. The Lions won 18-16, but they still had to eke it out. Mason Crosby missed a 52-yard field goal on the final play of the game. Perhaps it's not a coincidence that 25-game stretch started with Brett Favre's arrival as the starting quarterback in Green Bay.
Matt Stafford's going to go to work. He's going to end all that tonight if he continues to recognize man-to-man and shred these young Packer corners.
Out of the pistol formation, Abdullah wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. Dean Lowry, second-year man out of Northwestern with excellent penetration.
And that's a man that has to step up. It's a young defensive line. There's Mike Daniels and a number of young Packer defensive tackles. And Lowry, who comes out of Northwestern, number 94, beats a backside block and makes a nice tackle for loss. It's that line running game, Sean. It's hit or miss. They hit one, and then they have a negative run. It's incredible.
20% of his carries, Abdullah loses yardage, the highest rate in the league. Joe Mixon, the Cincinnati rookie, second on that list. Five-man rush, no pressure on Stafford. Lots of time, and he has his man for a first down across the 40-yard line. Marvin Jones, the big catch on 3rd and 10. They get 16.
Talked about it early. They put Daniels one-on-one against center Travis Swanson. There's nobody near Matt Stafford. Great pickup by Riddick and movement in the pocket by Stafford. It's just a dig route against cover 2, and Marvin Jones uncovers. Lack of a pass rush has really hurt the Packers.
Just one sack in their last 2 games, only 3 sacks for Green Bay in its last 4 games. Play fake to Riddick, and Stafford on target. Eric Ebron, the tight end, yanked out of bounds by Morgan Burnett. But they're in Packer territory to the 36-yard line with a pickup of 19.
Good play selection by Jim Bob Cooter. He's run the ball with some success, and it sets up some play action passes and bootlegs. This time it's Ebron on a deep cross against Morgan Burnett. Ball's thrown perfectly.
Theo Riddick, the running back, and he's in trouble. Dropped for a loss of 4 back at the 40. Josh Jones, a safety, coming on the blitz.
Can't lose yardage on first down. I have no idea what Eric Ebron is doing with this running play. I don't know if it's a design cutback, but bad design, no chance. And losing 4 yards on first down on a running play is like getting punched in the stomach.
4th tackle for a loss for Green Bay already. Wide receiver screen. There was Theo Riddick, the running back, lined up out wide. He's dropped for a loss of 2 more by Morgan Burnett.
Got to take away these quick screens. And on 3rd down and long, in checks Eric Ebron, the receiving tight end. Can the Green Bay Packers muster a pass rush? Do they have the confidence to blitz and expose these young corners? King at the bottom of the screen. Devon House back in Green Bay after a stint in Jacksonville. Can they hold up?
They converted a moment ago on 3rd and 10. This is 3rd and 16. Looked like the Packers were offside. There is a flag down, and Stafford throws a deep one. Incomplete. Jones couldn't make the catch. Marvin Jones with Josh Jones in coverage. But it looked like a freebie for Detroit with movement along the defensive front of the
Offside.
Packers.
Defense, number 52. It's in the neutral zone at the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Clay Matthews.
That's the second time we have seen the Packers commit a foolish penalty on 3rd down and long. And remember, the Lions have a great long-range field goal kicker in Matt Prater. And that puts them right back in field goal position.
They might have been out of even Prater's field goal range, but now they're at a spot where they would almost certainly try it if they can't convert here. Here comes the blitz. Stafford got hit as he throws, and it's too high. And then Ebron got blasted in the back by Josh Jones, and he is slow to get up.
Well, Dom Capers, the defensive coordinator of the Packers, has a designer blitz. You see the back come across and try to pick it up. But every year, Dom Capers comes up with a blitz that Matt Stafford has not seen. That one got home, and that's a big lick by the rookie Jones.
So here's Matt Prater. It's almost a gimme for him from 55 yards. 79% in his career from 50 plus. This a 55-yarder, basically a winless night.
No.
And it hits the crossbar. Still 7-0 Detroit, second quarter in Green Bay. Sean McDonough, John Gruden, Lisa Salters back at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Excellent field position for the Packers after the missed field goal by Detroit. Brett Hundley, after the play fake, has his pass dropped by Lance Kendricks, one of the Packers' tight ends.
We'll just take a look at Hundley's numbers here in the first 2 drives. 7 completions and 8 attempts, but not many yards. And all those passes are thrown at or behind the line of scrimmage. It's time to cut it loose a little bit. Jordy Nelson, Davante Adams. Got to push the ball down the field. The Lions have given up a lot of big plays in the passing game. You got to give these wideouts a chance.
Randall Cobb takes the pitch, and he broke the tackle of Jared Davis. Turned a 2-yard loss into about a 3-yard gain, run out by DJ Hayden.
I thought they would go after him in this field position, but in checks Ty Montgomery, the 3rd down back. And can the Lions pick their pass rush up too, Sean? They've gone 2 games in a row without a sack. Ziggy Ansah had 3 sacks in our game against the Giants. He's just got 1 other sack the rest of the season. And here's Ansah, 94, working against Brian Bulaga.
With 14.5 sacks in 2015. He's been injured much of the time since then. Hundley with time, finally throws one downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Davante Adams and broken up by DJ Hayden, the former 1st-round pick of the Oakland Raiders.
DJ Hayden alternates with Nevin Lawson opposite Darius Slay, and as soon as Adams put his hands up for the ball, Hayden did a great job flashing that left arm to knock it away. That's a big-time play.
So the dangerous return man back for Justin Vogel's punt. It's Jamal Agnew. 2 punt returns for touchdowns this year for Agnew. Flag down as he makes a fair catch at the 17-yard line. Hundley now 7 out of 10, but 7 completions for just 27 yards. As John said, they're not throwing anywhere down the field.
2 for 87
last 3rd and kick, holding, return team number 24. Penalty's half the distance to the goal line. 1st down, Detroit.
Nevin Lawson called for the holding penalty. 9:37 to go in the first half here at Lambeau Field.
Welcome back to Green Bay, where 3rd-year backup Brett Hundley is making just his 2nd career start tonight. And one of his biggest supporters over here on the sidelines, Aaron Rodgers. I talked with Rodgers during pregame warm-ups, and he told me he's feeling good after having surgery 2.5 weeks ago to repair his right collarbone, including having 13 screws put in it to hold it together. He said he has no pain, has good range of motion, but isn't sure if he's going to come back. He said if the bone heals in 8 weeks, he'll play. If not, he won't. Sean?
He said the #1 priority is be healthy, fully healthy before he comes back. December 17th at the earliest. Amir Abdullah on 1st down for Detroit. Crossed the 10 and then got taken down by Blake Martinez.
Says a lot about Aaron Rodgers. He misses it. I mean, deep down, he misses being a part of this. He sits in the installation meetings, and Mike McCarthy doesn't even sit next to him anymore. He sits next to Hundley. It's got to be killing him.
Nine minutes to go in the half. Detroit leading 7-0. On 2nd and 8, Stafford checks it down, and Amir Abdullah ducks down with a 1st down to the 20-yard line.
There's no pass rush, Sean, and if you let Stafford look from right to left to his check down, he's going to complete every pass. Drops back to pass. You're going to see Abdullah, 21, hook over the ball, but Stafford's got all day to survey the defense, and that's an easy first down. Matt Stafford has the green light at the line of scrimmage, and he can audible to runs or passes. His recognition is very good.
Jamal Agnew back on the field. He came in the jet sweep action, and they faked it to him. And Amir Abdullah goes ahead. I guess if you gave it to Agnew every time he was on the field, that would get a little obvious.
He's a nuisance, number 39, running off the field. 2 punt returns for a touchdown, and Jim Bob Cooter using a lot of different Lions tonight. You see Darren Fells, number 87, that just checked in at tight end. He's what I call a dual threat tight end, because he can actually block and catch, which not many tight ends do anymore.
Former basketball player out of UC Irvine. And the former Arizona Cardinal, Abdullah, dropped immediately by Josh Jones.
There's an interesting kid, Sean. Second-round pick out of North Carolina State. He's been playing linebacker in the absence of Morgan Burnett in their dime package, but this is a mean, physical defensive back.
Meanwhile, Brian Mahalik, the starting left tackle tonight, is injured. We mentioned he's their third-string tackle to start the year. Taylor Decker did make the trip. He was their starting left tackle all of last year as a rookie first-round pick. But he suffered a torn labrum in his right shoulder in the offseason. He is here tonight. He returned to practice just this week. We talked to Jim Caldwell last night. He said there was a chance Decker might dress tonight, but he thought it was unlikely. And in fact, he did not dress, as you saw. But he's getting close to returning.
Well,
the good news is Mahalik doesn't look like he's in significant distress.
That is good news. And the big news is Emmett Cleary is in the game at left tackle. And I have never seen Emmett Cleary play left tackle. This is the 4th different left tackle for the Lions. Can Nick Perry, number 53, find out where Cleary's at?
Mahalik out of Boston College, replaced by a fellow BC Eagle in Cleary. They've had a great tradition of producing offensive linemen at BC. And a catch out of bounds. No, Golden Tate ruled inbounds, pardon me, on the far sideline. And it's a first down for Detroit at the 44-yard line with a 17-yard gain.
That's a great call. Run a sprint out away from Cleary, and I believe Tate got 2 feet in. Detroit is going to push the envelope here.
Tremendous footwork on the catch. There's Fells, a dual threat tight end, showing the ability to run after the catch. Devon House finally made the tackle, but they're back in Packer territory with a first down at the 47-yard line.
That's good play calling. Run a sprint out pass away from Cleary and then run a quick pass. Cleary at left tackle, filling in for Mahalik. We'll try to get some update as soon as possible on his status.
We marked the ball at the 46. Stafford under center with Theo Riddick, the running back. Packers crowding the line of scrimmage. Didn't look like they were ready to go at the snap, but they stopped the play for no gain. Clay Matthews.
There's a guy they got to get going. Matthews, only 2.5 sacks. He's been awfully quiet this year. He misses Julius Peppers. Peppers attracted a lot of attention. Nick Perry's missed time. He's had a broken hand. And our friend Clay Matthews plays 3 different positions. He plays inside linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end, and they need to get him going fast.
Then plenty of time for Stafford. He's on target. Marvin Jones, another catch short of the first down, but on the edge of field goal range again for Prater.
That's a great job by Matthews. He goes after Cleary with a nice inside move, and he gets to Matt Stafford. Stafford has taken a lot of hits this season, and on third down is short. This is a man-to-man situation. Detroit likes to use a lot of pick plays, rub plays with their wide receivers. This is a zone coverage with Ebron isolated at the top of the screen against Devon House.
Play clock at 1. A Green Bay blitz, and it's on target for a first down. Golden Tate with the catch, and his customary run after the catch to the 25-yard line.
And you can run after the catch if you get pinpoint accuracy. Throws like that allow it to happen. And once again, Ameer Abdullah on a cross-key blitz pickup. What a throw by Stafford.
18-yard gain. They are certainly in field goal range now as we approach 4.5 minutes to go in the half. Lions leading 7-0. Tate, all kinds of room to run after the catch, and a good tackle by Devon House in his 7th season out of New Mexico State.
And Mihalik checks back in at left tackle, Sean. Nice work by Cleary. He's in there for half a dozen plays, and he helps Detroit get into the red zone, an area that they have struggled. Second down is short.
All Brett Hundley can do is watch as the Lions are on the move, trying to build on a 7-0 lead. Abdullah, first down to the 12-yard line. So they're in the red zone. And they have been ice cold in the red zone. We mentioned on the pregame 0 for 5 last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers in their narrow loss. 45% touchdown percentage in the red zone this year. That's 27th in the league.
They've got to detail their work. All these statistics tell part of the story. They have not detailed their work. They've had communication breakdowns. They've had penalties, drop passes. They've got to finish a drive and make this a 2-score game.
Play clock at 1. 12th play of the drive. Abdullah running room as he turns the left corner, goes out of bounds inside the 10. And they're going to give him the 4-yard line.
Green Bay Packer down out there on the field.
That gives Jim Bob Cooter a little more time to ponder this play.
It's like it's Demarius Randall, the nickelback of the Packers.
.302 to go in the half. The Lions leading 7-0. And they're just inside the 5-yard line. On second down, they can get a first down near the 2. Packers crowd the line outside, running room for Abdullah. That was way too easy. Touchdown, Detroit.
That's a great call by Jim Bob Cooter. Almost like he knew what Dom Capers was calling. It's an all-out blitz. They come right up the middle, and they have the perfect play call. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Toss the ball to the outside. Good block by Abbrederis, and there's Rick Wagner on the edge. And Ameer Abdullah is going to make you miss in a one-on-one situation most of the time.
Well, it was so easy. Wagner didn't have to block anybody.
That was an excellent call, and that's how you do it in the red zone. Detail your work. Do your job. Great work by Detroit.
Matt Prater makes it 14-0 Lions. Looking for just their second win at Green Bay in 26 years. Stafford knew it from the beginning. Detroit Lions fans in the house here at Lambeau Field. They've had very little to celebrate here over the years. But their team is ahead 14-0. Jim Caldwell said last night it's not a must win, but it's pretty close. Were they to lose tonight, they'd go to 3-5 at the midway point and be 3 games behind the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC North. Touchdown drives of 71 and 91 for the Lions. Sam Martin's kickoff returnable for Trevor Davis from the 6. Wow. He got stood up. Stopped in his tracks at the 15-yard line.
Miles Killebrew.
Well, Mike McCarthy's in his 12th season as head coach of Green Bay. He's been a fortunate man. This is just the 11th game that he's had without either Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers as his starting quarterback. Matt Flynn went 3-3. Tolzien Scott, Wisconsin Badgers 0-1-1. Seneca Wallace lost his only start. And Brett Hundley 0-1 coming into tonight. 115-58 in the regular season with Favre and Rodgers. You would have liked to have coached Favre and Rodgers.
So would you.
Yeah, I didn't think any coach would.
Yeah.
Favre in the Hall of Fame. A-Rod certainly will be when he is finished. Jordy Nelson, the catch, an 8-yard gain. All 3 timeouts for the Packers with 2.5 minutes to go in the half.
Surprised they are still huddling. One of the things Mike McCarthy told us is they have had extensive work with Hundley in the 2-minute drill, an area that they believe this game will come down to, and they need something before the half.
Surprising lack of urgency in the operation here. Hundley throwing deep and just too long for Davante Adams, who was open.
Had a step on Quandre Diggs. Perhaps Adams should have laid out for that football.
The crowd groans as they watch the replay.
Too many guys going after these passes with one hand. Lay out. Go get it. I thought that was a catchable football. Darius Big Play Slay at the bottom of the screen. Number 23, done a great job this season as a ball hawking left corner. Boy.
Ty Montgomery in the backfield. They go to the running game to pick up the first down, convert on 3rd down. They'll be at the 30-yard line when we come back. 2-minute warning from Lambeau Field. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. 17 years ago tonight, right here at Lambeau Field, Monday Night Football, the score tied at 20 at overtime. Antonio Freeman made an improbable catch while on the ground. Pass from Brett Favre. He got up, ran in, scored the game-winning touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings. He did what, said Al Michaels, memorably. Brett Favre, just everywhere you look around this stadium.
Yep.
One legendary name after another. What a place this is. There's Ty Montgomery. 9-yard run on 1st down. Will they speed up the operation here now under the 2-minute warning with all 3 timeouts left?
Let's see Hundley go to work. He's got to get things moving quickly. Got to communicate non-verbally.
Lions brought pressure, and it's on target to Jordy Nelson. Yanked down at the 47-yard line by Darius Slay. 1st down, Packers.
Plenty of time. Get them lined up. Give them the play. Read it out. Don't forget the man can scramble.
4-man rush. It's a screen. Ty Montgomery.
It's a great play by Jari Evans at right guard. The ex-New Orleans Saint with the key block to spring Montgomery on this screen pass. Right down the numbers. That's the landmark of the Mike McCarthy screen. I thought Montgomery should have stayed there.
Timeout Packers. 1:02 to go till the Toyota halftime report. Susie, Randy, Charles, Matt, and Steve will talk about Matthew Stafford's hot start tonight. He's 12 out of 14 so far. Scott Van Pelt will interview Baker Mayfield. He's probably still throwing touchdown passes in Stillwater right now. He threw for 1.6 million yards in Oklahoma's win against Oklahoma State in the Bedlam game over the weekend.
And a new running back, Sean, number 30, another rookie, Jamal Williams out of Brigham Young, in motion.
Hey, take it out here. Take it out here. Green 18. Green catch.
Hundley over the middle. Nice catch. Short gain. Davante Adams tackled immediately by DJ Hayden. They got 5. very least, they're in field goal range. But bear in mind, their one attempt tonight, they had a low snap from the new snapper, Derek Hart. 42 seconds to go in the half. First down. Adams looked like he had the forward progress, and they're going to give that to him to the 18-yard line, and another timeout called by Mike McCarthy. Each year, the NFL and its 32 teams come together to recognize and support members of the military. It's part of NFL's Salute to Service. In support of this initiative, the Packers this weekend hosted a football tournament on Saturday. 5 teams, one from each of the 5 branches of our armed forces. The Air Force team emerged victorious, beat Navy in the championship game. All funds raised for the sale of T-shirts and donations evenly distributed the morale funds for the 5 branches. Since 2011, the NFL has donated more than $17 million to its military nonprofit partners.
I am shocked that Ziggy Ansah is not even in the game for the Lions. They need to muster a rush.
4-man rush, and they get pressure on Hundley, who scrambles around and cannot escape. Anthony Zettel got him down on the ground, and the Packers will use their last timeout with the ball back on the 25-yard line.
That's a poor play by Hundley. You do not want to take a sack in that situation. You're going to see Zettel, number 69, rushing the passer. He sees Hundley take off, and he makes the sack, but you have to find a way to throw the ball away. He took too many sacks at UCLA, and good hustle and second effort work by Zettel, who leads the Lions in sacks.
That's 5 sacks this year for Zettel. So no timeouts now left for the Packers. Second down and 12 from the 25-yard line. Detroit leads 14-0. Plenty of time for Hundley. He cannot take a sack in this situation with the clock at 20 seconds, and he throws it away. Used up a lot of time and just got rid of it as he was pursued by Kyrie Thornton.
Good coverage down the field by the Lions secondary. It's a double post at the top of the screen. There's nowhere for Hundley to go unless he were to find a check down, but Darrell Austin, a defensive coordinator, told us they have to plaster down the field. They know Hundley is going to take off and run. Nice work. Third down and long, got to be real careful if you're young Brett Hundley here. You want to get something before the break.
And make sure that you at least leave time for a field goal attempt. Over the middle, they're going to have to run them on quickly because they don't get a first down. Here comes the sprint of the field goal unit, so even more pressure on the new snapper with this fire drill kick from 35 yards for Mason Crosby. They get it off. And that is very well done by Green Bay.
Credit Ron Zook, the special teams coach. That is something you practice hard on the practice field late every week, but that is hard to pull off.
And give Hart, the snapper, credit as well. Sprinting onto the field, just his second NFL snap, right on the money, and the Packers are on the board. 14-3, Detroit. Lions get the ball to start the second half. We'll join Susie and the crew for the Toyota halftime in 30 seconds.
Are you ready for some football? Some Monday Night Glory. The teams are set. Let's finish this story. Yeah. The Lions and Packers are ready. That's right. All my riding friends are back on Monday night.
They've met at least twice each season since 1930. Tonight here at Lambeau Field, the Lions lead 14-3 at halftime. Matthew Stafford 12 out of 14 for 137. Decent completion percentage for Brett Hundley, but just 80 yards. They continue to throw very short passes with great regularity. Sean McDonough and John Gruden, we welcome you back to Green Bay. And when we talked with the Lions last night, they're a team that had really struggled this year against the blitz. As a matter of fact, Matthew Stafford's passer rating this season coming in was worst in the league against the blitz.
Not tonight. He's done a nice job. He's the best quarterback left in the NFC North, and both their touchdowns came against the blitz.
Let's take a look at tonight's extraordinary moments, brought to you by Kay Jewelers.
Yeah, it was a beautiful blitz pickup by Amir Abdullah, number 21. He picked up Morgan Burnett, and then Marvin Jones did the rest. But just a great job of recognizing the single safety rotation. He knew exactly where to go. His deep threat Marvin Jones against Devon House. Then in the red zone, an area the Lions have struggled, it's an all-out blitz. Jared Abbrederis, number 10, with a critical down block. They have the right play called. Assist goes to Jim Bob Cooter, but they had struggled against the blitz in the first half of the season, but both touchdowns have come against the blitz. And this man, Matt Stafford, with Aaron Rodgers down, Sam Bradford is down, the Bears going with a rookie quarterback. It's time for Stafford to put the Lions on his back and get a signature win here in Lambeau, which has been hard to do.
Jim Caldwell's team had 3 possessions in the first half. They scored 2 touchdowns and missed a field goal from 55 yards that hit the crossbar. Short kickoff by Crosby, fielded on the run by Jamal Agnew, and he's to the 25-yard line. Here's Lisa Salters.
Hey, Sean. Well, Mike McCarthy told us coming into this game that he was going to open up the playbook a little bit more for Brett Hundley in this game, but he also told us that it was going to be about coaching confidence with his play calls. I asked him how he thought Hundley did in the first half, and he said, I thought he did fine. He said we had 2 third-down conversions where guys didn't catch the ball, but he said Brett is doing everything that we're asking him to do. Sean?
Perhaps they'll ask him to do more in the second half. They're already down by 11. Lions from their own 24 with Theo Riddick, the running back, and Darren Fells, the tight end, in motion across the formation. No pressure with that 4-man rush. Theo Riddick tripped up in the open field by Blake Martinez. It's a gain of 4.
Well, Dom Capers, the defensive coordinator of the Packers, has to get the ball back. They have not forced Matt Stafford into a punt yet. And this is a battle between 2 men who know each other extremely well. Stafford is 3-10 against Capers. And Stafford's been looking at Capers' film from this year and what Capers has done to Stafford in previous years. This is quite a battle.
Matthew says he has notebooks from previous meetings against the Packers and Dom Capers' defense. Theo Riddick runs right through that defense across the 40 to the 42. It's a 14-yard gain and a Detroit first down.
There's our pregame grinder running right behind T.J. Lang at right guard, the ex-Green Bay Packer. Nice job. That's as well blocked as you can get. And Riddick, a man who can really catch the football, is also a very capable runner. And Detroit on a mission to put the Packers away.
Flea flicker. Amir Abdullah gave it back to Stafford, and he's buried back at the 33-yard line. Dean Lowry, Nick Perry there for Green Bay.
Lowry, Perry, and Matthews smelled out the flea flicker. Take a look at 94, Lowry on the right side of your screen. Working against Fells at tight end. You see Perry and Matthews in hot pursuit. Long developing flea flicker. You need a lot of protection. Not good enough.
Loss of 8. Theo Riddick back on the field on the right hip of Matthew Stafford. Wide open, crossing the middle. Golden Tate, first down. Blake Martinez the tackle, but Tate is to the 45-yard line of the Packers with a 21-yard completion.
How do you get Golden Tate against Blake Martinez? Abbrederis, number 10, throws a great block, but I don't know if they tried to switch their coverage or a mistake occurred, but you don't want Blake Martinez covering Golden Tate.
Five for 77 yards and 52 yards after the catch for Tate. That is his formula for success. Jared Abbrederis, a Wisconsin Badger, went in motion to the right for Detroit. and Amir Abdullah ducks down at the 42-yard line. Golden Tate in the slot leads the NFL in receptions with 35 from the slot.
He's very good. He's reliable. He can read coverages. He's a good blocker. He's obviously very good after the catch, and he can run a wide variety of routes. But this Packer defense, they just cannot get off the field ever with a 3-and-out stop, and Packers just can't get the ball on offense for enough snaps.
Jamal Agnew back on the field, ordinarily defensive back number 39. Again, they use him as a decoy as Amir Abdullah goes to the 40-yard line, and here's another 3rd down and 5 for the Detroit Lions.
Wholesale substitutions on both sides. And Tate, a man they will position in the slot. Watch Stafford in this situation. The Lions don't call plays, they call formations. They use a dummy snap count and let Stafford decide what the play will be.
Dwayne Washington is the running back. He's played sparingly tonight, usually in there in short yardage situations. Big bubble in the middle of the field as the Packers rush 5, and the throw is on target. Golden Tate, another 1st down.
Stafford used the dummy count. He used Tate in motion. He knew it was too deep and man-to-man underneath. He sees the too deep. He knows it's man-to-man underneath. I'll just throw the out route against inside technique to my favorite receiver, Golden Tate. That's just great work by 2 veteran players before the ball was snapped. They knew the coverage. They knew what route to get to. 1st down, Detroit.
Stafford off his back foot, throws that one up for grabs. It's incomplete. Marvin Jones well covered by Kevin King, the rookie out of the University of Washington.
And this is the area where Dom Capers is going to blitz. He has a lot of new Packers out there that I really don't recognize. If you're looking at Packer huddle now, you see number 45, Vince Beagle. First time I've seen Beagle play as a Packer. He's been
his
injured.
NFL debut tonight. Big thrill for him. Wisconsin Badger, Wisconsin native.
Had 12 sacks at Wisconsin. Can he generate a pass rush?
He's been injured. He just activated on Friday. Stafford a screen, and Eric Ebron tackled immediately by Blake Martinez.
Martinez makes all the tackles. He's about the only healthy linebacker on the Packers. He came in here with 72 tackles. No one else had 40. He smelled out this screen, fell back, made a nice one-on-one tackle. Second-year man out of Stanford. He played in the 3-4 defense in college, and most second-year players show the most improvement, and that's the case with Martinez.
Credited with 6 tackles tonight. 3rd down and 9. Detroit's 4 out of 6 on 3rd down. The blitz. Stafford throws a duck, incomplete. Kevin King had the coverage on Marvin Jones.
As Dom Capers does, he's been doing it forever. He blitzes you right outside the red zone, tries to knock you out of field goal position, and here is Prater, who missed earlier from 55. He hit the crossbar. This one will be from 44.
They, unlike the Packers, have a veteran center, Don Muehlbach, in his 14th year, with the perfect snap and the kick right down the middle from Prater. It's back to a 2-touchdown lead for Detroit. 9:06 to go, 3rd quarter. Monday Night Football from Lambeau Field. Brett Hundley making his 2nd NFL start tonight. He's from the Phoenix, Arizona area. He was the Arizona Gatorade High School Player of the Year 2009 at Chandler High School. That was as a junior. He was a Super Prep All-American as a senior. Went on to UCLA. Redshirted for a year, and then for 3 years a prolific quarterback. 3 straight 9+ win seasons. First quarterback to lead UCLA to that. 5th round pick that was a bit of a disappointment for him. 6th quarterback selected in 2015. A terrific family. His dad, Brett Sr., played running back at the University of Arizona. Very impressive young man. He's gotten to know Donovan McNabb, who lives in the Phoenix area. McNabb's been a good mentor to him. They communicate with regularity. He has work to do tonight. This crowd very quiet with the Packers now down by 14 again. Here's Trevor Davis. Going to give them a spark in the kicking game. A little bit. He crossed the 30.
Well, he's got the best mentor in the world in Aaron Rodgers. He's had a chance to watch him. He's had a chance to sit with him. And it's time for him to get this pass offense going. They threw for 87 yards last week as a team against the Saints, just 80 tonight. They got to start throwing the ball, I believe, on these first downs. Try to get Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams involved in this game.
Got to get the crowd back involved as well. Play fake to Aaron Jones. Plenty of time for Hundley. He's on target. First down. Jordy Nelson past the line to make before he was driven back. They're at the 42 with a gain of 11.
Watch this. It's a square out and up, and he comes out of it on a square out. Takeoff, comeback. I love it. And Hundley knew exactly where he was going. Jordy Nelson, who still has sneaky deep speed. Got to get these star receivers involved.
Another play action pass. Look out. Hundley running out of time. Skipped away from Ziggy Ansah. Throws back over the middle and incomplete. And one of the reasons, John, that he lasted till the 5th round was he threw a lot of interceptions at UCLA, made a lot of mistakes, was sacked a lot. And that was a risky maneuver.
Well, he came out early, too. I thought he might go back for his senior year, but there it is, the ISF, the intolerable sick football that I talk about. Interceptions, sacks, and fumbles, and he led the country in a couple of those areas. But he did do a lot of good things and won a lot of games as a Bruin.
Recruited by Rick Neuheisel and his staff, inherited by Jim Moore and his staff. They did great work. His screen doesn't connect with Jones. If you're curious, of course, the top 2 quarterbacks taken in the 2015 draft were the first 2 picks of the draft, Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. And the other QBs who went ahead of Hundley in 2015, Garrett Grayson out of Colorado State, Oregon State, Sean Mannion, and Bryce Petty of Baylor. Really wasn't a stellar quarterback class beyond those first 2.
Not yet, anyway.
No, we'll see what happens. 3rd down and 10. Ty Montgomery on the field. He stays in the block. Hundley out of time, back over the middle again, short of the first down and short of midfield. Nevin Lawson, Miles Killebrew celebrate the tackle on Randall Cobb, and for the moment at least, the offense is staying on the field.
I like it. Scramble drill. Ziggy Ansah in hot pursuit. Randall Cobb uncovered. And will they run a play, or will it be no snap, no play? I think they have something dialed up from the pistol.
Is it time for another one of those zone read runs that they talked about? They're crowding the line. It's the trickery on the flip to Randall Cobb, and he's dumped behind the line of scrimmage by Glover Quinn, the veteran safety. And the Lions take over on downs in Packer territory.
They run a jet sweep, and Glover came over for a beautiful stop.
Back at Lambeau Field, tremendous atmosphere as always with these home fans. Quiet right now. Their team stopped at midfield trying to convert a 4th down. Lions take over, the Packer 47 leading 17-3 midway through the 3rd quarter. Amir Abdullah takes the handoff out of the pistol. Lunges forward for 3 yards, tackled by Nick Perry.
I just can't say enough about that play by Glover Quinn. Veteran free safety of the Lions. Came out of nowhere to set the Lion offense up. Stafford up and at him again in this up-tempo, no-huddle offense.
And they're right back to the line quickly.
Attack 50. Attack 50.
Packers showing blitz. Stafford brought T.J. Jones closer to the line, and Abdullah ahead for another yard. Another tackle by Blake Martinez, who seems to have a higher tackle total every week. Here's Dwayne Washington, their short yardage running back coming in. Career high last week for Martinez in their last game 2 weeks ago. 15 tackles against the New Orleans Saints.
I'm surprised Matt Stafford has run the ball 2 times in a row. Obvious pressure man-to-man.
Good percentage on third down, particularly given that they've had almost 7 yards to go on third down on average tonight. Stafford, they brought extra rushers, got nowhere near him, and it's another completion on third down. This one to T.J. Jones.
Unbelievable. He throws the ball between a corner and a safety. This is 2 trap. It's a blitz. They're going to bring edge pressure from both sides, and the corner is going to roll up. And watch Stafford fit the ball in the hole between the corner and the safety. I don't advise this at home. What a throw by Matt Stafford. I call that the turkey hole. Don't ask me why, but Brad Johnson taught me that a long time ago when I was coaching Tampa. He says, hey, coach, I think I can fit it between a corner and a safety. Look at that, the turkey.
Well, why? You don't know. You call the turkey
Brad
hole,
Johnson
but you don't know why.
it. But let me show you what the turkey hole is. It's the turkey hole. It's the area when the corner rolls up, there's a hole between the safety and the corner. It's not an easy throw. You got to be able to rifle it in there, Sean. And I had a quarterback here in Green Bay who was able to do that at a high level. And now I'm watching, that's right, I'm watching one here, Matt Stafford, who makes a living putting the ball right there in the turkey hole.
It was a terrific talent, obviously. Abdullah fighting for every inch.
Let me show you some of this turkey hole. Here's Brett Favre in 1992 with the game on the line, jamming the ball between the corner and the safety to Kendrick Taylor. That's the turkey hole. And last week, you got to have a cannon. Here's Matt Stafford rifling the ball between the corner and the safety. That's outstanding work. Fun to watch. You can have a great imagination when you have a quarterback like Matt Stafford.
Well, I think we're going to have a replay review here. The officials are still trying to figure out whose ball it is as the ball came out at the end of that play. For the moment, they're saying Green Bay ball. The ruling on the field, a fumble by Amir Abdullah. Green Bay ball. We'll show you another look at it right after this play. Big break, first turnover of the game for either team, and Green Bay desperately needed it. They were about to go down by 3 scores with Detroit in field goal range. Brett Hundley. They bring extra rushers. He throws a deep one in single coverage. Jordy Nelson. Crowd can't believe there's not a flag against Darius Slay. Looked like he had his arms around the waist of Nelson for a while.
Darius Slay. Every week he gets your best receiver in one-on-one coverage. No call by the referee. I think it's a good call. Slay told us, I got more confidence, more courage, and I have more fun playing in any corner in football. One of these days he'll be recognized as a Pro Bowler. He'd get my vote.
Aaron Jones. Let's go back and look at the fumble. It certainly looked live like Abdullah had been stopped, but as you watch this replay and you listen for the whistle, you'll be able to tell that the ball's there on the ground as the whistle is sounding. So the ball was out. They had not ruled him stopped or down by contact. And Green Bay made the immediate recovery. So now it's 3rd down and 7. Giving this young quarterback a lot of looks, and he had a tough go of it again tonight. That one just a jump ball for Jordy Nelson. Slay again in coverage.
That's big play, Slay. He came in here with 3 interceptions, and he welcomes All the best receivers. Saw him last week against Antonio Brown. I've seen him against Odell Beckham, and that's back-to-back pretty good plays against Jordy Nelson, the ex-Mississippi State Bulldog. Look at that passer rating. That's impressive. Anytime it's under 70.
Justin Vogel picks it away. Jamal Agnew will have a chance to return this one. He's already brought 2 back for touchdowns. He gets pinballed around and finally taken to the grass at the 36-yard line. 43-yard punt, a return of 9. Monday Night Football continues from Lambeau Field right after this. Next week, our Monday Night Football offering a big matchup for both teams. The 4-4 Dolphins take on Cam Newton and the 6-3 Panthers. That's at 8:15 Eastern. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern time. 1st and 10, Detroit. Lions from their own 36, leading 17-3. Nice throw by Stafford and a catch in a crowd by Marvin Jones for a first down to the 48.
What a throw. He comes right out of this play action pass, and he looks like his old high school teammate Clayton Kershaw. My goodness. Matt Stafford has the Packers on the ropes. He's played mistake-free football, and he's making a lot of really good decisions at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, give me Claude Chloe! Claude Chloe! Back 50!
Well, we had him on Monday Night Football week 2 at the Giants. He used Kershaw as he was hollering out an audible. His good buddy, the outstanding pitcher for the Dodgers. Amir Abdullah tripped up, might have run into his own man, T.J. Lang, the former Green Bay Packer, who's excited to be a Detroit Lion. He grew up in Royal Oak, Michigan, cheering for the Lions. Stafford, another beautiful throw. Eric Ebron makes the catch. And it's another Detroit first down to the 38-yard line.
That's the matchup that I knew Detroit was going to probe. Linebackers versus tight ends and backs. Advantage Lions. The Packers play a lot of dime defense, which means you only have one linebacker. And Blake Martinez, he has to play every single snap. And Packers are depleted. They just have not had a great pass rush. Their linebacking core is beat out. Youth in the secondary, and Matt Stafford is staying after them in the no-huddle offense.
Mariota out of the mouth of Stafford this time. Amir Abdullah can't find any running room.
And Abdullah owes Coach Jim Caldwell a thank you. Normally, you fumble the ball in a 17-3 lead in the red zone, you might not get another carry.
Jim Caldwell, we mentioned at the top of the telecast, from Beloit, Wisconsin. That is right on the southern border of Wisconsin and Illinois. And he said even though he's from Wisconsin, he grew up a Chicago Bear fan. They were closer to Chicago than Green Bay. He loved Gale Sayers. He said his parents, the rest of his family, all Packer fans.
There's a lot of confused people in Beloit.
Off the hands of Tate. He said it was an interesting town to grow up in because the drinking age in Illinois was 21 and in Wisconsin it was 18. So there's a lot of traffic coming across the border into Beloit when he was growing up. Great athlete in Beloit. He played on a undefeated football team as a senior at Beloit Memorial High School. He was on a state championship basketball team. He went to Iowa and was a 4-year starter at defensive back. Very well respected throughout the NFL and back in his hometown. The middle school gymnasium in Beloit is named after Jim Caldwell, the James Caldwell Gymnasium.
Here they come.
And they get nowhere near Stafford again. Doesn't matter how many they are rushing. They can't get pressure on. There is a flag down on the catch. Was he interfered with, or did Marvin Jones perhaps push off?
I don't know, but that was another great throw by Stafford. He saw the blitz all the way, and I think King put his hands in Jones' face.
Hands to the face. Defense, number 20. That penalty's declined. Yardage gained is the first down.
Take a look at King. He's going to get his hands up in the face. That's a good call. But watch the throw by Matt Stafford on 3rd and 10. Oh, man. That's the difference in this game. You have a veteran quarterback that is shredding a defense on 3rd down, and a first-year, second-game starter in Brett Hundley, who has struggled on 3rd down.
As you said, that is Detroit's clear advantage in this division right now. They have the established veteran, outstanding quarterback in Matthew Stafford. Give Case Keenum credit. He has done a very nice job standing in for Sam Bradford. All Hundley can do is watch in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Well, Stafford is the highest paid quarterback in all of football.
Highest paid player.
Highest paid player in all of football, and you're paying Stafford to come to Lambeau Field and win games just like this. They're 0-3 in the 2nd quarter of the season. A win tonight puts them right back in circulation.
If they win tonight, they'd be 4-4, as would be the Packers, and these two teams would both be 2 games behind the Minnesota Vikings at the halfway point of the regular season. On 2nd and 8. Another first down, 1st and goal, Detroit. T.J. Jones to the 2-yard line.
Well, he's in a trip formation. He sees the matchup. He hand signals the route combination, and it's another 1st and goal. That's how you get it done in the red zone. Make the corrections and get it done.
On to the 4th quarter. Monday Night Football from Green Bay and Lambeau Field. Sean McDonough, John Gruden, Lisa Salters, our producer Jay Rothman, our director Chip Dean, our outstanding Monday Night Football crew. Detroit trying to make life really difficult for the Packers if they can punch it in here. 1st and goal from just outside the 1. Amir Abdullah, the running back. Straight ahead, and the ball's out again. 2nd time Amir Abdullah has fumbled, and the Packers say they have it. Clete Blakeman, the referee, right there in the pile, and it is Detroit's ball.
Well, there's Beagle, the rookie out of Wisconsin. That ball is clearly out. And Abdullah, who said, I want to be the every down goal line ball carrier, is no longer in the lineup. 2nd fumble tonight.
Looked like Rick Wagner, the tackle, got it back. Packer fans looking at the replay think their team recovered it. Blake Martinez came out of the pile indicating it was Packer ball, but he was wrong. 3 seconds on the play clock, and Lions think it's a touchdown. It is not. Theo Riddick, the ball carrier this time, marked about a foot short. And Jim Caldwell thinking about a challenge.
This is quite an adventure watching the Lions.
His knees down. Excellent call.
And Abdullah has checked back in the lineup. 3rd down and a foot. The Lions don't have a fullback.
And they don't have a play called. And it might be a timeout here.
Only 10 guys in the huddle. Let it run down. Take a timeout. This is an adventure watching Detroit and their goal line offense.
Well, can it get in your head? I mean, you're a golfer. You missed a couple of short putts. We can both relate to that. You know, that gets in your head when you start to have problems in the red zone. Can that be a self-fulfilling thing?
Well, this is the worst short yardage offense in football, and they have struggled in the goal line as well. Who's the feature back? They really only have 1 blocking tight end. They don't have a fullback. It's hard to punch it in from the 1-foot line. We said it earlier. They don't have Calvin Johnson that they can isolate like they did in 2015, but this is hard to watch. This is an area that they have to resolve if they want to be a factor in the NFC North.
You know, they've rushed for just 62 yards tonight. Lowest percentage in the league on 3rd down and 4th down and 1. 4 out of 12 for the season. His 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
Got to be a sneak.
Yeah, you would think they might try that. Stafford 6'3", 220, and the Packers were ready for that. And you had to know with what's happened, didn't you, Coach, that they're not going to give the ball to Amir Abdullah again. He's just fumbled twice.
And I'm kicking a field goal this time. They're not going to go for it. You make this a 17-point game.
Yeah, you have to. I thought Jim Caldwell made a mistake in the game against Pittsburgh last week when they were down 13-12, had the ball at the 1. Rick Wagner came out of the game with an injury. They tried to go for it. They didn't. Could have taken the lead in what was a low-scoring, tight game.
Yep.
A couple plays later, Pittsburgh scores on a 97-yard touchdown pass to Juju. Yes.
Juju Schuster, but
Smith-Schuster.
They make all these yards in Detroit. I mean, they got banners for yardage in Detroit, but when it comes to making the 1 yard that they need on the goal line or short yardage, it's unthinkable how hard it is.
Raiders 1 for 2 tonight, and that one's good from 19 yards. Shake of the head from Jim Caldwell. Much more stressful than it should be down there near the goal line for Detroit. Well, the 3 points might be enough to put the game away for Jim Caldwell and the Lions, but their red zone struggles right near the goal line in particular really continue, Coach.
Unbelievable. They fumble it on first down, and then when you watch them on second down, they have 10 guys on the field. And you need 11. And you're at the 1 yard line. You have 10 guys on the field. There's going to be an unblocked defender. They're lucky they didn't fumble here. Then they can't make a sneak from third down and a foot. They got to look for some volunteers. I remember when I was coaching, I used Warren Sapp, our best defensive player, as a tight end. They need to find some blockers down there and improve that goal line offense.
Raiders kickoff down to Trevor Davis at the 6. Sam Martin's kickoff. And Davis down to the 22-yard line. The Walter Payton Man of the Year Award presented by Nationwide recognizes NFL players for their excellence on and off the field. Lions safety Don Carey was Detroit's nominee for this award last season. Terrific guy. Since 2012, he's helped facilitate the donation of more than 10,000 books to promote literacy and academic excellence in Detroit schools. During the off-season, he travels around the country, speaking at boys and girls clubs, churches, and schools. His motto is, "Our children are our future. Impact our children. Impact our future." We commend Don Carey, last year's Walter Payton Man of the Year Award nominee of the Detroit Lions. Brett Hundley to Devontae Adams. Do you think they have to go no huddle here, Coach, the rest of the way?
I certainly do. They got to pick it up. They need to score quick. And Hundley, he's got to earn the trust and the confidence of this Packer football team. Important that he puts a drive together.
They got off to a good start tonight with the opening kickoff. They had a 14-play drive. Of course, that's scripted, the first 15. Had to settle for a field goal. It got deflected. And they really haven't found any rhythm since that first drive. Ty Montgomery powers ahead for a Green Bay first down.
Well, they made some adjustments to the offense to benefit Brett Hundley. But can the rest of the offense make the adjustments to the new offense? So far, they have not.
Hundley over the middle. Randall Cobb with one man to beat, perhaps. And he won't get away from Glover Quinn. But a huge play. Longest completion as an NFL quarterback for Brett Hundley. 46 yards. Brian Bulaga, the offensive right tackle, is down on his knees way behind the play, back near the line of scrimmage.
See what happened to Bulaga working against Anthony Zettel. It's hard to say what it is, but Bulaga, who's had an assortment of injuries, missed the season opener and has had a concussion problem.
Coming up on SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt right after the game. A recap of this game. An interview with Baker Mayfield, the Oklahoma quarterback. his 598-yard passing day against Oklahoma State over the weekend, and a special preview of tomorrow night's 30 for 30 documentary on the wrestling legend Ric Flair, all coming up. Sports Center after the game with Scott Van Pelt. Ty Montgomery, and another great tackle by Glover Quinn.
Wow.
Stopped it after an 8-yard gain. Looked like Montgomery might take it to the house.
That sure did. This Glover Quinn, he saves a lot of breakout runs with outstanding open field technique.
Hundley in a rhythm now. Good catch of a high throw by Davante Adams. And they're at the 4-yard line.
No huddle offense, and Hundley likes this tempo. It's how he played at UCLA. They never huddled. He never got under the center. Maybe this is a route to go.
First and goal. Still a lot of time left. Just under 10.5 minutes to go. Montgomery weaving through the traffic down to the goal line and stopped short. Justin McCray has come in along that offensive line, first-year player out of Central Florida, to take the place of Brian Balaga.
Justin McCray, he played right tackle, right guard, left guard, former arena ball player.
Released by the Titans in 2015 in training camp, played in the Arena League for a while. And the Packers brought him back. Hundley the keeper, and it's a Green Bay touchdown.
Ball game. Nice work by Hundley. He needed a drive. Gain the confidence of your teammates. Quarterback sneak right off the left side. Touchdown Green Bay, and now it's up to the defense. Get a quick stop. Give this young man the ball back.
78 yards, just 2:39 off the clock. 9:52 to go. All their timeouts for Green Bay. Mason Crosby adds the extra point.
Nice work by Hundley getting in a no huddle offense where he seems very comfortable. Had plenty of time to find Randall Cobb on a second window slant. Cobb did most of the work after the catch. Simple hook route. Adams snatches it away from his body, and Hundley finished the drive with a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Quarterback coach Alex Van Pelt reviewing the series, previewing what's next. But now it's up to the Packer defense. They have not been able to get 3-and-out stops. I don't believe Detroit has punted tonight, Sean.
Would you give any thought to an onside kick if you're Green Bay?
No, not yet. I'm going to kick and cover and call on Clay Matthews. Ha Clinton Dix. Blake Martinez, get a stop. That should be the momentum that could fuel you.
Crosby kicks it away and very deep, and Agnew takes a knee.
Trying to get the crowd in the game now. Lambeau Field been awful quiet tonight.
The special teams players on the field for Green Bay who covered the kick. As they're going back to their bench area, they're waving their arms at the crowd as if to say, let's go. 61st year of football here at Lambeau Field. Longest stadium in continuous use in the history of the NFL. Of course, it opened as Green Bay City Stadium back in 1957, renamed in 1965, shortly after Curly Lambeau passed away, the founder of the Packers. Matt Stafford in traffic and broken up, trying to get it to Marvin Jones, and Kevin King got in the way.
Another blitz, and the rookie King closes quickly. Stafford tries to beat the blitz with the throw, not happening. Detroit going with Theo Riddick. This is a team that struggles to run the ball. Abdullah has fumbled twice. They have no confidence in their running game.
Yeah, hard to protect the lead when you can't run it with consistency. There's a blitz and a screen. Great call against the screen. Theo Riddick. Theo Riddick back inside the 20 and finally taken down inside the 15-yard line by Devon House.
Another great call, and they shred the blitz. It's an all-out zero blitz. And they have a screen called where Riddick bluffs the blitz and crosses the formation. Blake Martinez fooled by Riddick. What a call.
63-yard gain. Jim Bob Cooter, he's taken some heat recently in Detroit with the struggles of the offense. Young offensive coordinator, just 33 years old. They're back in the red zone. Can they punch it in this time? Riddick tripped up, lunged forward for a gain of about a yard. Kevin King came flying up to knock him down.
Going to use all the clock, and boy, you'd love to be able to run the ball. Jim Caldwell has chosen to sit Amir Abdullah, who has fumbled twice, once in the red zone, once on the goal line. I expect to see another run here, and then I think they'll turn Stafford loose on third down.
Stafford to the end zone and caught by Marvin Jones. Touchdown, Detroit.
That's quite a throw and catch. They faked the quick screen, which they threw earlier in the game to Golden Tate. Marvin Jones acts like he's blocking and takes off. They're going to fake the quick screen to Golden Tate and throw a fly to Marvin Jones for his second touchdown tonight. And Matt Stafford, offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter, have solved their problems against the blitz tonight.
75 yards in 4 plays. Of course, the big play, the 63-yard screen to 3-0 Riddick. And that took the crowd back out of it just as quickly as they got into it. 329 yards passing for Stafford tonight on 23 out of 29. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Matt Prater adds the extra point. 27-10 Lions, 8:06 to go. Monday Night Football from Green Bay. Two touchdown passes tonight for Matthew Stafford, giving him 27 in his career against the Packers. Only Unitas, Tarkenton, and Lane have thrown more. Hall of Famers all. Nobody's thrown more touchdown passes as a visiting quarterback here at Lambeau Field. Now 17. Said it's a lot of fun to play here. Loves the atmosphere, loves the history. Said most of these new stadiums you walk into, the tunnel's huge when you walk out. The whole team could walk out abreast. He said here, you got to come one at a time out of the tunnels at Lambeau Field.
It's a wake-up call for the Lions tonight.
Sam Martin's kickoff down to Trevor Davis. He's down at the 30-yard line. We mentioned earlier that Matthew Stafford didn't know when we talked to him last night he had 199 career touchdown passes. But Jim Caldwell, every Friday at practice, he has Milestone Friday where he gets up in front of the team and talks about all the milestones that were achieved by the individual players in the game the weekend before. And Bill Keenest, the PR guy for Detroit Lions, telling us every week he gets up and talks about 3 or 4 things that Matthew Stafford accomplished just in his 9th year. Fred Hundley swung it out quickly to Devontae Adams.
Stafford has all the statistics, and he's going to have more of those monumental Friday meetings. There's no question about it. But this can be the game that really turns the tide for the Lions season tonight. This could be a huge win. And Stafford has played brilliantly.
Fred Hundley marched them down the field the last time they had the ball. Another good catch in traffic, this one by Randall Cobb. And they get quickly over the ball with 7:22 in the clock running remaining in the 4th quarter now.
Looks comfortable in this up-tempo, no huddle offense.
Green 18. Green 18.
Look out, blitz right up the middle, and he could not escape. Swung down by the safety, Tavon Wilson.
The ex-New England Patriot is an excellent box safety. He's going to blitz. Montgomery had to pick up Quandre Diggs, and Hundley missed the hot receiver.
Green 18. Green 18.
Hundley in retreat. Running out of real estate, gets rid of it to Jordy Nelson.
Now I think Green Bay has a chance to huddle, but Hundley at UCLA, Sean, there were times he just held the ball way too many times. Over 5-6 seconds, and he led the country in sacks. And at times tonight, he's held the ball too long and looked uncomfortable. He's got to play faster. Experience will help him, but he's proven he can play outside the pocket. He's athletic, but he still has a ways to go in the pocket in this offense with all these receivers. And Mike McCarthy knows that. 4-down territory. Like to get at least half of it back and give yourself a manageable 4th down.
Green 18. Green 18.
Hundley again held on to it for a long time. Richard Rodgers taken down in the open field by Jared Davis.
There's a player. Jared Davis, a rookie linebacker out of Florida. He's hard on himself. He wants to play perfectly. He's had some problems in coverage, but not that time.
I think he'll improve in pass coverage, but he's been a great run stopper. Tends to bite on the play action fakes a bit too often. Desperation time for the Packers now, and that 4th down pass is incomplete. Broken up by DJ Hayden, and Hundley hit the deck after the throw. So 6:03 to go. Hundley and the Packers turn it over on downs again. Here's Lisa Salters.
Hey, Sean. So, of course, Packers fans want to know when Aaron Rodgers might be back. And again, he told me that he did not know. He said it was a pretty significant break to that right collarbone. Again, 13 screws put in to hold it together. He said when it first happened, he thought it might be a joint issue, but as soon as he got up and stood up, he knew it was much worse, much different than in 2013 when he broke his left collarbone. He said what he learned from that is that if you keep taking x-rays every week, that the radiation can sometimes slow down the healing process. So he said we're not going to do that this time. He said we're just going to wait it out, wait for a while to take some pictures, just let this thing heal, see how it goes. Sean?
All right, Lisa, thank you. Dwayne Washington carried on 1st down for Detroit. And there's Aaron Rodgers, and Coach, he couldn't come back the earliest until mid-December. And right now, Minnesota and Detroit are better teams than the Green Bay Packers. You wonder if they'll even be a need to bring him back at the end of the year, because if it goes like this, they probably will not be in playoff contention by the time he comes back.
Well, he's 33 years old now, and it's not his left shoulder, it's his right shoulder, and I would highly doubt that we'll see him again this season. He's too important to this franchise moving forward, and he's going to play a long time. But the way they play on offense, all the scramble drills, it's just a matter of time. When you scramble as much as he does, you're vulnerable to these kind of hits, and he took a lot of them this season. And inevitably, it was this one Anthony Barr laid down that ended his season potentially. But all these second reaction scramble drill plays have been fun to watch, but you're playing with fire when you're scrambling and playing outside the pocket as much as Aaron Rodgers has. I would think when he comes back, he's going to be more inclined to stay in the pocket because he is as good as there is.
Stafford running the play clock all the way down, had that bunch of receivers to the left, and emerging from that pile, Marvin Jones. He skips down to the 26-yard line. 1st down, Detroit.
He has just shredded the blitz tonight. He sees it all the way. He checks to a quick screen. You see Beagle 45. You see pressure off the edge. He has the quick screen dialed up. You saw Riddick come out of the backfield and shred the blitz. They threw a touchdown pass to Marvin Jones twice against the blitz. They have had the Packers number tonight.
7 out of 11 on 3rd down. Dwayne Washington. Well, Matthew Stafford working very hard. I would not say that our friend and colleague Andy North is working hard tonight. Andy North, of course, 2-time U.S. Open, Wisconsin legend, Packer fan, as you can see there on the right with John Sutcliffe of ESPN Deportes. Andy is working tonight. He is John's utility man. He's supposed to be carrying the lights and helping with the equipment with his wife Susan. And I think John can tell you, Andy hasn't done very much.
Maybe he can help me find a putter that works.
He certainly could. One of the all-time great guys. Has done a tremendous job with his wife Susan and their countless friends down in Madison to raise a lot of money for charity here in his home state, which he loves. Great people here.
The best.
And
really good.
You were here for 3 years. It was a great part of your life, wasn't it?
It sure was, Sean. And it's always fun to get back to Ashwaubenon.
Hey, alert, alert! Alert, alert!
Look at this Stafford run the show.
Tag 50! Tag 50!
It's going to be a rare win for Detroit in Green Bay. Just the second for the Lions in the last 26 years in a Packer home game. 3 of those losses for Detroit were down in Milwaukee County Stadium in the 90s when Green Bay used to play some home games there. Green Bay not giving up, uses a timeout with 3:35 to go. That was the number entering tonight. 1-24 on the road against the Packers since '92. The worst record ever for any NFL team against any other NFL team in any 25-game span in NFL history.
I used to hear that when I was coaching in Tampa. We were 0-57 in games played below 40. 0-58. The only way you end those streaks is by doing what Detroit did tonight. Come on the road and get it done. And now they're 1-0. They have a new streak starting. And I give them a lot of credit. They had a 3-game losing streak. They lost a very heartbreaking game at home to the Steelers, and they responded. Credit to the Lions. Oh, boy.
Green Bay blitz over the middle. Caught Golden Tate. Taken down inside the 5-yard line by Devon House.
What you are seeing is a clinic tonight. There's the grinder, Golden Tate. I might have let the cat out of the bag, but it's like a video game, Pac-Man. He just gobbles up yardage after the catch, and those pinpoint throws make it accessible. It's another all-out blitz. Stafford knew it. All the reps, all the years spent on task showing up here in Green Bay.
And more milestones for Jim Caldwell to talk about on Friday at practice. Intended for Marvin Jones. 365 yards passing for Stafford tonight. It is his 20th game of his career of 350 yards or more passing. He already had the record with 19 by a quarterback in his first 9 years, so he's going to add to that. 20 games of 350 plus in his first 9 years, building on his own NFL record. Some people wonder if he was worth all that money. It's not going to last long. There'll be quarterbacks who, maybe Kirk Cousins, somebody next year will get the higher salary, break his record at the average of $27 million. Dwayne Washington, as the red zone woes continue. Devon House fighting all the way to the finish here for Green Bay.
You know, when you watch Matt Stafford in training camp or you watch him practice, it's not just the plays. It's how they practice them. They practice every play against multiple coverages, and they practice every protection against different looks. And a lot of young quarterbacks with this collective bargaining agreement don't get that opportunity. And here's another blitz.
They don't have to snap it before the 2-minute warning. Might as well take it all the way down. A clinic put on by Matthew Stafford tonight in Green Bay on the road to victory. All right, Scott, thank you. Lions on the road to victory here in Green Bay at the 2-minute warning, leading 27-10 and poised for more. Third down and goal.
Novak set with a 17-point lead and 2 minutes left.
Alert, alert! Pack 50! Pack 50! Hey!
That ball batted in the air and pinballed around. Looked like Stafford tried to knock it down. It wound up in the hands of Brian Mahalik, the tackle, and the field goal team comes on for the Lions.
Well, that's the 16th pass he's had batted down. He had 3 balls batted down in return for touchdowns against the Saints. I'm a little surprised they're even throwing the ball, but here is Prater. And between Matt Stafford and Matt Prater, you might be looking at the 2 most important Detroit Lions heading in the second half of the season.
You know, it is unusual, all the batted balls. He had 15 passes knocked down or deflected the line this year, most in the league. And he said he thought a lot of that was in one game against New Orleans, but it is a bit of a surprise. Really hasn't been a problem for him in the past.
No, but when you're one-dimensional and you're in predictable passing situations and your line is struggling, you're throwing a lot of quick passes, you're vulnerable to getting balls batted down. And what a performance other than the batted ball.
Prater 2 for 3. His only miss was from 55 and it hit the crossbar. This is from 31 and it is good. He recently signed a contract extension with the Lions through 2020. While we have a moment, we want to send condolences to the family and friends of Joey Shabo. He was the technical director of Monday Night Football for 22 years, starting in 1979. Passed away at the age of 74, survived by his wife Kelly and their 4 children. And our condolences to the Shabo family. Very highly regarded man in our business for a long time. We heard Al Michaels speak eloquently about his appreciation for Joey last night on Sunday Night Football, and that feeling is shared by many people in our truck who had the pleasure to work with him over the years. Some more work to do for Brett Hundley. Yeah, I'm surprised, John. They had a nice plan to start the game for him. The scripted plays at the beginning, crisp 14-play drive. The deflected field goal was a bummer for them. But then they were just sort of all over the place. They said they were going to open up the offense a little bit, let them take some shots down the field. They really didn't do that until they were in a desperation mode.
No doubt. And a lot of it is their defense, Sean. They just cannot get the ball back ever. I don't think Detroit punted one time tonight. And when you have a young quarterback, he needs the ball. You need to get him the ball back so he can get a feel for the game. And just hasn't happened. The Saints came in here over 475 yards last week. Matt Stafford has made it look very easy tonight.
And you were right, Coach. Lions did not punt tonight.
Yeah.
And the last time they did not punt in a game was in 1971.
That might have been the year they beat Green Bay and Lambeau.
That puntless game was against Kansas City back in 1971. Detroit scored on 6 of 8 possessions tonight with no punts. There's Jamal Williams, the rookie out of BYU.
And for all the Packer fans out there, you lost Brian Bulaga. He did not return, and the offensive line is still an issue with the injuries. It was a nice throw there.
It sure was. Hundley got it through to Lance Kendricks. There was some question when Aaron Rodgers went down, would they try to go elsewhere to get a quarterback? But Mike McCarthy said, I have 2.5 years invested in Brett Hundley. I have 2 years invested in Joe Callahan, the backup. I feel good about our quarterback room. Good run after the catch by Jamal Williams. And after a 21-yard gain, here's another big gainer down to the 23-yard line. But time is running out. An 18-yard completion on that one. Hundley throws it away.
And A'Shawn Robinson, number 91, applies the pressure. Second-year man out of Alabama. I like him. He is getting better. A great run stuffer. He bats balls down. He's got excellent range to make plays outside the hash marks. And in the absence of Haloti Ngata, Robinson has to have a big second half for Detroit. Glover Quinn. How do you not like Glover Quinn? He never misses a snap in the last 8 years. He's as good a free safety as there is in football.
Likely the last play. Hundley to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Geronimo Allison. There is a flag down, so they might get another play. But we saw an untimed down work pretty well for Green Bay a couple years ago in Detroit when Aaron Rodgers threw that Hail Mary to Richard Rodgers to beat the Lions.
Pass interference, defense, number 31. Penalty occurred in the end zone. The ball we placed at the 1-yard line. We'll play an untimed down.
Now, they don't have a 20-point play in Mike McCarthy's arsenal, but here it is. One of the memorable games in the NFL in recent years, December 3rd, 2015. They got an extra down because of a penalty against Detroit on the previous play, and Aaron Rodgers, 61 yards, the longest game-winning, game-ending Hail Mary touchdown pass in NFL history. Chance at least to make the stats look a little bit better, and they get 7 points. Jamal Williams runs it in, and they will kick the extra point.
It's a one-back power play, and
just interesting the way games end.
This is Jamal Williams, number 30, behind Lane Johnson for the touchdown. Don't know where Aaron Jones is. Aaron Jones struggled tonight in the passing game. He missed the blitz pickup. He slipped on a screen pass. A lot of young running backs, young quarterbacks, beat up offensive line, and a defense that's struggling. This is not the same Packer team that we saw a year ago.
So the Lions win in Green Bay, words that have hardly been spoken over the last quarter century. Final score 30-17. Stay tuned for the GMC postgame on SportsCenter coming up next. We'll see you next Monday night from Charlotte.
So the game is over. All right, coming up next on SportsCenter, Heisman candidate Baker Mayfield joins the show, why he enjoys so much playing the role of the heel in college football. MVP candidate Aaron Judge in studio for a special announcement, and why the homer he hit against my Orioles was the best contact he had all season long, and an excerpt from tomorrow's highly anticipated 30 for 30 on the Nature Board. SportsCenter, right after this.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.